This is Ruben once again with Ulosophy. If you liked any of my past videos, please subscribe to the channel, like or comment on the video. It will be greatly appreciated. Also, another thing I would ask you guys to consider is visiting our SoundCloud, visiting our blog, visiting our Facebook, where we add powerful and impactful data information on a regular basis. All the links are down below. Another thing I would ask you guys to consider is if this information has helped you guys in any way, you find it impactful, you find it valuable, please consider donating $5, a cup of coffee, whatever you can do. You get certain perks by donating a certain amount. All the information is down below. Check it out and consider. Today I want to talk about every vibration. We talk a lot about vibrations and how your brain is a transmitter and receiver of frequency, mentioned by Thomas Edison and Albert Einstein. They said at the end of the century that the brain is a transmitter and a receiver of frequency. So we talk a lot about frequencies, about vibrations, about transmissions that are being done by your brain every time you think or you feel a feeling. When you think a thought, when you feel a feeling, you're transmitting a vibration, a frequency that is, believe it or not, and you don't have to believe this, but just consider. It's a vibration of frequency so powerful that it goes and touches every single particle, every single photon in the universe in an instant. Think about prayer. This is one thing I've talked about before. Think about prayer. I remember my mother used to pray a lot when I was a kid, and I would wonder, like, is the prayer, she's there praying for a certain family member that could be miles away. Many times she would pray for my grandpa, rest in peace, which he was hundreds of miles away, thousands of miles away, right? He was in another country. So I would think to myself, like, is that, she's praying, is that prayer like reaching my grandpa like in this instant, right? Like, how I wonder how that worked. Like, how long till he receives the prayer, right? But think about it. It's the same thing. It's a vibration. It's so every time you send out a vibration, every time you think a thought, feel a feeling, you're transmitting a vibration. Transmitting a vibration. And it reaches every single particle in the universe and travels all across the universe in that instant. Consider that. I'm not asking you to believe it. Just consider that. So every vibration that you transmit, we talked about the law of attraction. However, every time you send out a vibration, is being attracted back to you. It's the law of attraction. Like attracts like. And that's how things manifest in your reality, and that's how you control everything in your reality, because every vibration is being transmitted back to you. It has to, by law. So let's say you want something. We talk a lot about creation and how we're creators. We're put here to create, and when we're creating, we're happy and fulfilled. And when we're not creating, we fall into depression and anxiety and etc., etc. So we must always be in the creative process. Earl Nightingale, one of the most famous and greatest motivational speakers of all time, said once, success is the progressive realization of a worthwhile ideal. Which means success is not the destination, is the journey. Anybody who's in the journey, it's successful. You're successful. Because the journey is what counts. Think about it. You open up a Christmas present. Think about Christmas. When was the happiest time for you during Christmas? It was Christmas Day, yes, but a week before Christmas, the whole week before Christmas was actually your funnest week, your funnest time, a time where you had more positive emotion. You felt good for longer periods of time because you were looking forward to opening up your presents. You Christmas comes, you open up your presents. Sure, you're happy for a couple of hours, but then the toy is thrown on the side of on the corner of the room, and you don't play with it no more. Like now, you're waiting for your birthday. You see, we're not meant to be to stay put. I use the analogy of the flower. We're like flowers. We're either growing or we're dying. We're never standing still. We're never meant to stand still. We must always keep moving forward. To have a successful life, you have to keep moving forward, keep creating, keep offering, gaining more and more, and offering more and more value. That will bring you satisfaction. That's what we're here in this in this existence, in this plane of existence for creation. I could give you examples from the Bible, ancient texts, other spiritual scriptures. I mean, just look at whatever spiritual religion you believe in or whatever you believe in. If there's an ancient text, look at it. It says it there. It says it says the same thing in every single religious text. If you look at it, even ancient texts, from the Mayans, from the Sumerians, from the Egyptians, and etc. So you want something. You know that when you think a thought, you feel a feeling, you're transmitting a vibration. So you want something, you want a certain thing to happen in your life, you have a certain goal, a certain destination you're trying to reach. The speed in which that thing will be manifested to you, or you will attract it in your experience, or will come to you, depends on three factors. It's really three factors which will determine how long will it take for you to receive what you want to have happen in your life happen. So it's three factors. The first one is how often you're transmitting the vibration, how often you're thinking these positive thoughts, how often you're feeling these good positive feelings, these feelings of expectation, these feelings of inspiration, these feelings of motivation, and how often you're thinking the right positive thoughts to keep you on the straight line for as long as possible. We're not perfect. Sometimes we disvey a little bit, but if you're focused, you're positive, you could get back on it right away. Very fast. And see, that's the key. The key. Most people think that motivational speakers or inspirational speakers, or what I'm doing here today here with you, is to teach you how to live a life full of nothing but pink roses and beautiful colors in your life, and never have a challenge in your life ever again, and have to live happily ever after. That is not the case. That's far from the truth, because that's impossible. It's like think about a river. Imagine a river just standing still, not moving. Within a short period of time, that river will start to deteriorate. It will start to stink. Things will start to build up. The river needs the current to keep moving it. It needs the current to keep moving it for it to flow and for it to be fresh and for it to look good. Think about that. Just think about the things in life that are in front of us, right in front of our own eyes, that we take for granted and we don't even see the meaning behind it. Think about that. We need those challenges, but see, here's two things. One, people are afraid of these challenges. They're trying to avoid the challenge because they have wrong beliefs. The thoughts are too negative. They don't have the proper positive amount of positive beliefs, thoughts, and positive emotions. They don't have the habit of these positive things. When you don't have the habit, well, of course, a challenge comes. Of course, if you're a sane person, you're going to be scared to death. You're going to be like, oh, God, what am I going to do? How am I going to fix this? Of course, you have the habit of feeling unworthy, of feeling you can't overcome, of feeling that you're powerless and that you have no control over your life, well, of course you're gonna think you're trying to avoid a challenge. You're the same person. But see, here's the thing. This is what we're trying to change. We're trying to change your thought process. We're trying to change your thought habits, your emotional habits, so you can live in a positive place where you have been living in a negative place and only seeing instances of sunshine, but then going back to your negative place. No, we're trying to break the habits, and have you living in a positive place. And when a challenge comes, sure, it's okay to get discouraged for a bit. There's nothing wrong with that. That's okay. That's the beauty of life. How would you know good if you didn't know bad? Right? How would you feel warm if you didn't know cold? How would you know light if you didn't know darkness? That's the beauty of life. See, life is beautiful. But you have to change your thought process. You have to change your emotional process. And that's the thing. It's totally fine to, have those challenges, have those obstacles, and being in a negative place for a bit. But the thing is not staying there. Most people live there. That's the problem. That's what causes depression. That's what causes anxiety. That's what causes unsuccess. That's what unsuccess, excuse me. That's what causes failure. That's what causes fear. That's what causes not having a fulfilled life. When you're living in that negative process. When you live in the positive process, in the positive line, the positive feelings, thoughts, obstacles happen. Okay, sure, it's okay. I feel bad. All right. Oh, But well, things happen. Something good will come out of this, because it always does. Because I know who I am. I'm an extension of God. I was designed for greatness. I was born to be a champion. I was endowed with seeds of greatness. I was designed for accomplishment. God breathed His life into me. The kingdom of heaven is within me. I was created in God's image. There's a verse in the Bible that says, as God or Jesus is, so are you in this world. As Jesus is, as Jesus is, or God is, so are you in this world. Why would you feel fear? Why would you feel, look, like I said, sometimes we have obstacles and those are normal. Sure, sometimes we fall into little fears here and there, of course. Even Jesus was tempted. It's okay. They're fine. They are positive. At the end of the day, they will make you more powerful, more more valuable. It's okay to be a little fearful. It's okay to be a little discouraged. No problem. The important thing is to not stay there and not live there. Come back to your nature, which is positive. And this is what we're trying to do here in Ulosophy. So I got sidetracked a little bit. 3 things. How often you're transmitting this vibration. You want a certain car. You want a certain position at your job, or you want a certain lifestyle. You want a certain thing to get done. You're following your talent, your passion. You want to succeed in that. You're thinking about it. How often are you thinking about it? That will determine how fast it will come to you. How often are you thinking about it? The more you think about it, the faster it will come. The second thing is how much emotion, how powerful is your transmission? Your transmission, how can you make it more powerful? By giving it more emotion. The more emotion you give it, more positive emotion you give it, the more good you feel, the gooder you feel, the more motivated you feel, the more inspired you feel, on and on and on. That's your transmission becomes more and more powerful, like a laser beam. That anything that comes in it gets destroyed. It's focus. That's where focus comes in. Focus. So how powerful? More emotion equals more powerful. Third and last thing. Excuse me. Is there any resistance? Is there any resistance towards your vibration? Example. You have a talent. Let's say your talent is, I don't know, building TVs. I don't know, building TVs. I'm looking at a TV right now. That's why I'm saying building TVs. Let's say your talent is building TVs. You build TVs. You like TVs. You know the ins and out of a TV. You can repair TVs. You love TVs. You love how they work, and you think the invention of the television set is one of the most creative processes ever invented in humankind. That's your talent. That's your passion. And there's no right or wrong here. We all have different passions. Heck, I see people getting, throwing themselves out of an airplane. They think that's the most funnest thing and most liberating thing in the universe. I see that and I don't want to do that. That's too much. I see people skiing. They're very good at skiing. Like I'm seeing them on TV. They're skiing and they're doing all these moves, and to them is the funnest thing in the world. They could do that for hours. I look at that and I see, that's too much work for me. I see people, have a passion for collective items, collectibles. Sure, I like every collectible here and there of things I may like, or maybe I look at it as an asset I could grab. Sure, but there's people who are fanaticals, and this is their passion. They love collectibles. They have collectibles all over their house. I look at them, I'm like, I really don't like collectibles. I want to see my house like this. We're all different, and that's the beauty of life, and you should respect every single body's passion. So no right or wrong. Heck, you could be a trash man, picking up trash. That could be your passion. You may be really good at it. That's your passion. That's what God blessed you with. That's your seed of greatness. You will, if you keep practicing that and keep following your passion, you have access to levels of greatness. And that's a whole nother different video. See, you want greatness? Follow what God has given, what gift God has given you. Whether it's cooking, whether it's making clothes, designing clothes, whether it's carpentry, whether it's construction, whether it's baking, whatever. God gave every single one of us a gift. And how do you know it's a gift? One, you're very good at it, and two, you enjoy it. You could do it all day. See what I'm doing right here? I'm speaking to you about it. Sure, I have a little note right here that I wrote down because what I'm speaking to you, it's a little bit long. So I just wrote it down so I don't get sidetracked. But that's the only thing that's written down. Everything else is just coming out because guess what? Learning this information was a joy for me. I enjoyed it. I spent countless, you cannot even imagine how many hours of my life has been invested in learning this information. I'm talking about hundreds, and hundreds times hundreds and hundreds of hours learning this information. But guess what? I enjoyed every single minute of it. And right now what I'm doing, I enjoy it as well. Guess what? Today, just to give you an example, I made 3 videos. 3 of these videos, I wrote an article for my blog. I wrote something for my Facebook. And today, most likely, I will record about an hour or over an hour long audio, success audio. on my SoundCloud. I will also have on the to-do list to write another article for my blog. Because I'm ahead. I'm thinking ahead. I'm not going to tell you how ahead I am, but let me tell you, I'm ahead. If tomorrow, if a bigger commitment comes into play, and I really want to have time to write, guess what? I'm ahead. I will still put out something. That's why people look at the productivity and they say, "Oh my God, this guy is like every day just putting stuff out on a regular basis." Well, I'm ahead, and I do it every day. I work every day. So every day I'm working. See, it's also the production. See, I enjoy everything. I enjoy this. It's not work for me. It's not hard work. I enjoy doing this. I could make literally 10 or 20 more videos today, and I will enjoy every single one of them doing it. So I enjoy it. See, you want greatness? Go after your passion. How do you know what's your passion? One, you're really good at it, and two, you enjoy doing it. Look at all the success books. Look at all the biographies, autobiographies of super successful people. Whatever they're super successful in, that's their God gift. That's what they were born with, right? And we all have it, remember. And they followed that gift. And they constantly worked on it. But remember, they felt joy. They didn't feel bad, like, oh, I have to work. Like, oh, no, no, no. That's the guy at the plant working 14 hours a day. Oh, I have to because I gotta provide for my family. No, 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 no. And I remember it was years ago. Chris Rock came out with a comedy special where he talked about people who have jobs and people who have careers. When you have a job,